yellows. I only have two, but bear with me, okay? I'm going to repeat it so you guys remember. Okay, I have my three yellows. I got my keys. Of course, I got my seals report. Right? So now, you know what? In the meantime, go to page 39 for a second. And then you're going to go back to 33. If you go to page 39, it's going to show you a copy of the seals report. Because I know I keep talking about the seals report, and Francesco helped me with the BMD, but I want you guys to see how it looks, okay? Now, what I love about the seals report is that it tells you how to open up the scanner. If you have to start from the bottom on up, and there's a reason why, and I'm going to tell you, okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is check my other contents. Now, part of your materials, right, in this envelope, you're going to have a security code. It's like an index card. It's folded. If you have two scanners at your site, you're going to have a security code for A and a security code for B. They're different. Okay? Also, it's going to have you try the security code 3 times. If you get it wrong the 3rd time, it's going to just reboot on its own. Okay? But just follow the prompt. If you get it wrong the 1st time, my bipartisan is going to give it a shot. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to put my red back, right? I'm going to put my 4 reds back, and I confirmed those with my seals report. My 2 yellows, I'm going to need that in a few minutes. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to open up my key envelope and remove my key. Put my key envelope back into my police envelope. Of course, I need this sealed, and then I need my security code, right? My bipartisan is going to help me. She's going to hold the envelope, and every time I cut a seal, my bipartisan is going to check it. Okay, how my friend Francesca and I did it at the back of the BMD. Now, this is the scanner. This is a whole different position. This is if you are in charge of the scanner. The coordinator is going to hand out positions. Sounds familiar? We did the BMD earlier, right? Because that was our position. Now let's just make believe that it's 5 in the morning and we just handed you the scanner envelope. Fair enough? All right, Arthur. No, she just can't see Arthur. You can have a seat, Arthur, right there. If you don't see, just move to the side. Thank you, sir. Thank you, buddy. All right. Now, unlike the BMD, the scanner has to face the public, the front. All right? It's not like the BMD. Now, this is the back. The reason why we connected is so that we can have a step ahead. Okay, so usually the back cord, power cord compartment would be closed. Okay, you open with your flat head key. Then leave the storage thing down. And I'm going to show you what I need that for. You're going to connect it. Now, the cord is going to be too short. Why? Because it has to be 5 feet from the wall, and it will be very rare if you reach accordingly, right? It's going to be hanging. It doesn't look professional. So the Board of Election has extra material supplied in that lowest ED or the lowest AD. Deborah read it. Remember, Deborah said, retrieve your supplies at the lowest ED of your lowest AD. I'm going to explain what that means, lowest ED or lowest AD. All right, Arthur? All right. So now I removed my cord and I connected it. So I'm going to swing this around exactly how it should show. This is how it should show to the public. You're going to see 3 green, 5 feet from the wall. This is why we don't mind doing the connection, extra cord, because it's going to be behind the scanner anyway. And no voters should be walking back there. Okay? So now, the first thing I like to start with is the bottom. Right? I'm going to cut this green. I'm going to call out the number, and my bipartisan is going to check it on the seals report. And she's going to put it back into the envelope. I'm going to take my flathead key. You guys are with me? I'm going to move it. You have to make sure, you have to make sure that there's no balance in there. See that? You got to make sure. It's over here, Arthur, on this side. You got it? Then once I check, I have to put the blue fin back, just like so. Remember, guys, you got to put your brakes. Ladies, open-toe shoes. Don't try that because you're going to cut your feet. You have to put the brake, because a lot of people come to your site and they look to lean on the scanner when they're working. There you go. Now, once I put that ballot box in, I'm going to open one door. My bipartisan is going to open the other. it has to be open. Why? Because the person that uses the BMV to mark it or use it manually, they're going to scan their ballot and it's going to fall into the pot. If you leave it open, it's going to be a problem at the end of the night. Okay? Close. I cut green. Now I'm going to hang out with yellow. See that? I'm ready to go to the next box. I'm going to cut it, read it, confirm. I'm going to take my flathead key. Open it up. I'm going to stick my hand in there. My bipartisan is going to check as well. I'm going to make sure there's nothing in there. The silver flap must be up. And I'm going to take my second yellow and turn it just like that. That is telling the Board of Election, federal observers, poll watchers that I'm doing my job. That I check these two, now I can go ahead and open up that screen. You see that? I'm going to cut the green. I'm going to call out the number, hand it to my bipartisan to confirm. I'm going to take my flathead key like so. Now, there will be a green paper seal in front of the screen. Okay? We must remove that green seal and confirm with the sealed report. Now, we have a copy of it like this. You see the green seal, the Board of Election wants you to place it onto the paper report, the sealed report, okay? Because they need that green seal back. We don't have one. One, people forget to put it back, and two, a Board of Election likes to play with that. They want to leave those paper seals alone. Okay? So when you remove it, put it on your sealed report. Okay, guys? Thank you. There's a red back door seal, just confirm. Wire seals on the side, confirm. Inside wire seals, confirm. We're good to go. Now we can open up that screen. Okay? I'm going to take my barrel key and open up the screen. Now in 10 seconds, it should boot up, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it's giving me the information I need. Now I'm not going to put my keys back because I need to show you something at the back of the back door compartment, but not now. I'm just going to insert it and keep it moving. Now this is a great time to confirm your materials from the lowest ED or the lowest AD. I'm going to explain that. AD means assembly district. ED means election district. How does that work? I'll give you an example. Castle Hill is an 80 and is represented by 87. So Castle Hill is 80, 87, the zone, right? Your EDs in Castle Hill, your election districts, are the little neighborhoods that crisscross each other. Seward, Lafayette, Nouveau, Pugsley, Powell, Story, Metcalf, Black Rock. You see that? Those are little EDs. So now it makes sense. If I come to your poll site at Holy Family and I go, how you doing? My name is Samuel Fraticelli. And she goes, well, I don't find your name. And she goes, where do you live? And then I said, well, I live over by Pugsley. And then she finds out that I'm in the right AD. I'm in Castle Hill, but I'm in the wrong ED. I'm 3 blocks away, over by 4th Presbyterian Church. It makes sense. I just thought that I belonged in her site. No, I don't. I belong over there by Nouveau, just a few steps away. Make sense? You're in the right AD, you're in Castle Hill, but you're in the wrong neighborhood, wrong block. Okay? Are we clear on that? Everybody understand the concept? Okay. So now back to, before this comes up, the reason why when Deborah read, get your materials from the lowest ED of your lowest AD, it means that when you get to your site, right, and you're the scanner inspector, they want you to get the materials at the lowest. What does that mean? So if this table is ED 87, ED 88, and ED 89, they want you to go to 87 supply card and retrieve your materials, right? That's where your stuff is at, the lowest. So go, if you're the scan inspector, go to your site and look at the table and look at the numbers, and then go to the lowest to retrieve your materials. Make sense?
That's just to start in order.
In reference to starting order. It could be any numbers at your site. I'm just using 87, 88, and 9
Because you got the lowest number.
The lowest number. It could be 100, it could be 2, it could be whatever lowest number exists in your site. If you're the scan inspector, you got to get your materials from the lowest ED. Okay? And you supply them up. Okay? What are the materials? Simple. They were in front of page 33, right? This black bag comes out of there with this wait here for scanner sign. It comes in 3. Just screw it on. 1, 2, 3. Once you're done with this, fold it and put it back to the lowest ED. Right? Next, privacy panels. You see that? This is for, before we open it up, we need some privacy. Okay, I'm going to remove it for now because I got to show you how the screen works. Also, your yellow pouch. Don't forget, don't confuse your yellow pouch with your yellow bag. This is your yellow pouch. Each scanner has their own. There is one of these. So that when the coordinator walks by at the end of the night, you got to put that in there. I'm going to show you what goes in there. I'm going to go ahead and remove my own because I'm going to need my own. The yellow bag goes back into the lowest degree. See the pattern? Doesn't change. Same concept. Also, your scanner envelope. This is a couple of things in here. The most important, one of the most important things is that scanner booklet. Once I take my materials, small little things that I have here, I put it back into my load. That scanner booklet, you have to fill this out. However, it might come in pre-printed this year. I think last year was pre-printed as well, I'm not sure. But the scanner booklet belongs to the person or the persons that are at the scanner, and they have to fill this out. It's going to be pre-printed. Now, you turn to the page where it's asking you for information. You guys have one? If you don't, that's okay. Scanner booklet. Oh, take it out. Awesome. Put it in front of you. Oh, we're going to fill this out. Put it in front of you. That's the form. If you don't have one, it's okay. I'll make mine. Put it in front of you. Open up to page 1. Put it in front of you. Yeah, it's okay. I got you, Arthur. You want mine? Just put it in front of you. It's good to practice filling these things out, right? Because that's exactly what you're going to do if you're a scan inspector, okay? So if you go to the page to your right, it's going to ask you for some information. Again, the top will be pre-printed. If it does not come pre-printed, write the information out yourself, okay? Now you see where it says opening? It's going to ask you for 2 numbers. Just bear with me. I just need you to know where to go because I'm going to give you 2 numbers, okay? I confirm all my material, everything's back to the lowest. Now I got my screen. You see that? How I don't waste time. I don't talk to my bipartisan. I keep it moving. I'm checking my supplies, I'm putting it together, and so on. By the time I'm done with that, it's going to give me and ask me for my security code. So let's just say my security code only for today. You got to follow yours at the day of the election. Mine is election 1. I'm going to hit shift, and I'm going to spell out election. Right? With the number 1 at the end. And then I'm going to hit accept. Now, when I put in my code, don't try to figure this out. The reason why I'm going through this here visually is so that when you guys go through it later, you're going to get it. I promise you. Okay? So just stay up with me. Linda, you okay? You can see? Okay. Where's the other one? All right. Yeah, that's everyone. All right. So now, once I put my code in, it's going to give me a receipt. This is called the configuration report. Now, this is the technicians. The technician is going to want to look at this because they want to make sure that the scanner is running well. Okay, it's just like megabytes and megahertz. If there's an issue, it's going to tell the technicians where, right? And they can just go straight to where they have to go. Now, I'm going to let this print out because I'm looking for that other receipt in the morning that's really important to me. Not only to myself, the bipartisan, but to the poll watcher, the federal observer, if he's there or she's there, and the Board of Election. You see I got this message here? Hold on, give me a second. I got to reset this. I'm sorry, because we use these all the time, and sometimes we forget to use them. I'm just kind of clear with you. All right, so now, this is the screen it gave me. This is the opportunity to do two things. One, check that the scan is yours, because it's going to give you vital information, especially the election definition file. You got to make sure that that is checked off green. And remember, you're going to have opening cards by the scanner, so you can go through those rules or go through your book. The definition, election definition, is that PMD, programmable memory device. It's a flash drive. The Board of Election calls it PMD. Now, it's in your book. I'm just going through it verbally. It's in here. I'm going to show you guys later on before I continue to close. Now, it says plugged into electricity. That's good too. That's what we want. Now, you see the time at the right-hand corner? That's the time we got to focus on. Not your watch, your phone, or the wall. It has to be this time. Because yours might be a little bit advanced. And if you go, oh, it's 6 o'clock already, and you hit go to voting mode, and it's only 5:55, or excuse me, 6:05, 5 minutes late, they want to know what happened. So you got to write out a report. They're going to call you into the board. The federal observers want to know why it's big. That's big. He's right. It's a big problem. Election is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and candidates don't go to just maybe win. They want to win. I got you. I got you. You understand? Think of how they think. When was the last time you heard a candidate go, okay, it's all right, I don't deserve to win? No, they want to win, right? And that's why they have the poll watchers, to make sure you guys are doing your job. I'm going to get you. Give me a second. All right. So now I'm checking my screen. So now I have to write two numbers out. Remember the numbers for the scanner booklet? So let's go to opening, and let's go to public count. And I want you to put in public count and opening, in that empty box, I want you to put 0, right? And the reason why, you go to your scanner booklet and open the first page, and in the first page to your right. See opening? See public count? That has to be 0, because no one's used the scanners yet. So let's put a 0 on there. That is asking you for a protected count. Now you're going to have a number, because protected count is the history of your scanner. How many people, how many voters used it prior to it coming to your site? Simple. 319. So for 319 people. Alright? We already know it's up and working, because 319 people used it prior to it coming to your site. So that's a good sign. Alright. So now, I'm already checked. I got those two numbers in. Now what I like to do with the scanner booklet, what I like to do with the scanner booklet, and you guys at the scanner, when you're done filling those items out, right, just fold it. Right? Fold it. Why are you so thick? Oh, that's stuff. You're going to need that glove. I like to fold this just like this, nice and neat. I want to do like that. I want everything fresh and neat. I'm sort of crazy. Look, that's how I put it. Because I'm going to need that at the end of the night to write the two new numbers at the end of the night. Okay? Make sense? Right? So I'm going to place it back here. Now it's asking me to open the poll. Now don't confuse open poll with go to voting mode. You have to hit open poll, because you got to get that 0 report. Okay, guys? In your book, it tells you that. I'm not going to the book. I'm just going, you guys are looking up here. But it tells you step by step what to do. Now I'm getting my 0 report. That's what I want. Now look, I like to start like this. I like to start with folders, right? Nice and neat, because I told you about how to do that. I want everything so neat. On my closet, on my shoes, on the nuts. Right. I'm going to start with folders. So in the morning, I got my configuration report. Then when I hit open poll, I got my 0 report. Now the cool thing about this is that my bipartisan, while I'm folding this, your bipartisan should be looking at the 0, 0, 0. You know, just kind of looking through it. No big deal, okay? And I'm folding it, and we're making sure we're getting this right. I have to let this print out all, right? If this is your position, please keep in mind that you have to make sure that everything is printed out until it stops. All right? I don't know how long. It's long? Okay, good. Because I'm about to cancel this print. The configuration report is the first receipt that comes out when you put your security code in. That's the first one that comes out. The second is the zero report. The zero report is when you hit open poll. You see that? You got to get those two receipts out. There's a reason. Right? So what I'm going to do with my receipt is put an A on top of it. Like that. Because it's your scanner A. Then at the bottom, I'm going to sign. And my bipartisan is going to sign. Just like that. Okay? Because the Board of Election wants to know who was at scanner A. Okay? I'm going to fold this. And I'm going to place this like so. See that? Scanner booklet, the first we see it in the morning. Configuration and zero. Take my item and place it back onto that. Now it's asking me, it's actually telling me the poll is open, the scanner is ready to open. Right? It's ready to go into voting mode. You see go to voting mode? We don't hit that until 6 a.m. Right? That's why I said to you, don't confuse open poll with go to voting mode. Open poll, you need to hit that one because you need that zero report. And then that's going to take you to this screen. And then this is when, it's probably like 5:30, 5:35, 5:40. Right? So what you want to do is grab your privacy panels, place them on there because it's only 5:45. Make sure that the sign is 5 feet away. I do not know how your location is going to look, so I don't know where the coordinator is going to face this or place it. It could be in front, scanner A, and B, maybe C, right? So I don't know how that, the only thing I know is that it's 5 feet away, and this is where the voters come with their privacy sleeve and their ballot. And they come here and they scan it. And I'm going to show you a couple of examples, okay? Any questions? Also, it might be this one to the side. Just like this. And it could be A, B, and C. And the voters just wait there. Okay. Remember this thing? How I marked it at the BMD? And then I came over here and I got online for the next available ballot. Okay? And that's when the voter will give it to one of the bipartisans, like that, and then I would scan it. So, any questions on opening up the scanner? It's easy, right? Step by step. It's easy. What time? I'm going to take these off for training purposes, okay? But remember, it has to be up all day. Okay, but I have to remove it so everybody can see what I'm doing. What time do we hit that button here? 6 a.m. Francesca, I know this is your first time. So if you're nervous, hit it at 5:59. I'd rather be early a minute than late a minute. Right? Because then you got to write a report why was it 6:01. And they don't want to hear, oh, it's her first time. Then they're going to say, well, she should have never been in the camp. Right? Any questions? Can I show you some examples? Okay. Example 1. Come Billy. Stand right here. Now, this is exactly how it's going to look with the privacy panels. Now, Linda and Deborah are going to be 5 feet away in an angle, like this, in an angle, so that they can watch the voter, make sure the voter's okay, and they can watch the public, right? And make sure that nobody's trying to skip anybody like that, okay? So I would come up, and I would give my how you doing? Good morning, how you doing, young? Long time no see you like that. All right, so I'm going to go to voting on the street. Right? Because the majority of the people know each other already, right? They've been there 15 years, they ain't going to leave anytime soon. They're there for life. They got the pictures on the wall and everything, right? Congratulations, Ms. Jones, for your 15 years at the board. I would take my ballot and insert it like $1 in the vending machine, like so, all the way until it goes to the back. Follow the arrows. Just give them directions. Excuse me, sir, ma'am, can you insert your ballot at the top? Follow the arrows. There's an arrow. Now listen up. The ballot fell and it went into the box. See that? Now that person got it right. Right? Because it went directly in. Now listen up. Alright, stay with me guys. Can I borrow your pen, Deborah?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see this way. Sometimes they overvote. So you got the people at the scanner waiting for the next voter. The next voter does show up. Got my privacy. Thank you. I'm going to insert my ballot like so. Just going to take my ballot. Now this one gave the voter a message. It said, in the contest for governor, you chose 2 candidates, you are allowed 1. Now did this voter use the BMD?
No.
No, because the BMD don't let you overvote. See that? That's why I like that issue. So you know already as scan inspectors that if the voter retrieves his or her ballot, you can kind of recommend the BMD. You say, listen, that BMD, great, it's going to guide you. Use it. There's 2 bipartisans that are going to help. Okay? Give them direction. Now, always the voter has 2 choices. The voter can either say, I don't care about the government. None of my concern. I'm okay. As long as I got the other ones right, I'm okay. So the voter's going to hit pass. It's the voter's choice. See that? Or the voter's going to say, oh no, I want to choose. I want to make sure I got it right. I want the government. Right? So you're going to go, no problem, let's return that. So I'm going to return it. They're going to give me my privacy back. I'm going to remove my overvoted ballot and put it back into the privacy feed. See that? And so now, not you. Don't answer it.
That's all right.
No. Now, if this is an overvote, where Linda and Deborah are going to send me to?
To the table.
Francesca, that's right. Because that's where I got this from. And so I have to go back to the table. And when I go back to the table, I'm going to say, what's your name? Regina, I'm so sorry. Regina's going to say, hey, listen, it's okay. There's no problem. What's your name again? And I'm going to give her my name. And they're going to go back to the voter registration list. And now, Regina, before she gives me a new ballot, Linda and Regina, sorry, they have to do something with the damaged ballot. Can anybody tell me, besides you?
Boy.
You better give me a call. I ain't playing with you. Deborah said boy. Absolutely. Because we have to account for all the ballots. Now, Regina and Linda have to put void V. The reason why they want you to put V is because the voter damaged the ballot. If Regina messes up the ballot herself, the poll worker, she got kind of ripped it by mistake, they want her to put P for poll worker. There's a reason why. I'm going to touch on that when we get to the table. But I know I'm at the sketch. I know that I'm talking about the table, but there's a reason why. Okay? It has to make sense. So I returned it. They put a void V on it. You see that? Before they gave me a new ballot with a new ballot number, they have to fold this. And they have to insert this into what we call a void paper envelope. Because at the end of the night, when you guys are at the table doing the numbers that return the canvas, if you're missing one, where is it? In the void paper envelope. Because if you start with 100, right, Regina? You better end up with 100. Because it's going to tell you how many you used, how many were unused, and how many were special situations. You add it all together, you better get 100. And if you do not, where's that ballot? I know, it's the void. Sam messed up. I remember that guy. He was real cool. He had a nice haircut and everything. You remember me. He had a nice shirt on. I remember him. Do you understand? Everything's a process. You have to complete the task in order for it to make sense at the end of the night. This is why people stay till 12 midnight. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Do Arthur, am I right? Yeah. Do it step by step. Once you put this into the paper envelope, then you give them a new ballot. Then you give them a new ballot number. And I'm going to talk about that later. But I tell you this much, when I get to the table, I'm not doing this over again, because you already know what to do. See that? Are we clear?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right, let's keep it moving. We got one.